do. And so I guess just real quick, my name's Jonathan Zabraki. I'm a realtor, just like you guys. I've been a realtor for 14 years now, and I've sold a little over 371 million in residential real estate. I love what I do. Gosh, my first year in business, I did a little over 10 million in sales. My second year was about 14 million. And between my second and third year, I spent about 90,000 on coaching and training. And basically, my third year, I did a little over 27 million in sales. And it's been great. I do real estate, or have done it in 2 different markets, one being Minneapolis, Minnesota, which is where I was first, and now for the last 4 years out in San Diego, California. So, and I tell people, oh my gosh, if I can do this, anybody can do this. Because I'm kind of an introvert by heart, and I'm definitely not a traditional realtor, which I think is something that is attractive to the public. Because really, a realtor doesn't have a great perception out there. So anyway, I got the next 55 minutes carved out to cover a couple of topics. But before I cover those, gosh, what, if anything, do you guys have questions for me about?
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, cool. Okay, I just put on this headset, so I'll be quiet, though. I don't have a question.
That's okay, Flo. Good to hear you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So does anybody have any questions about anything real estate related, realtor related?
Well, I do. Let's figure out how to increase our average sale price big time.
Okay. Awesome. That is a that is a easy one. But yeah, great question. Anything else? That's it. All right. That'll be easy. We'll be done in like 4 minutes. All right. So, okay, I'll jump on that and answer that. And as stuff comes up, this is meant to be 100% interactive, right? So if you have any questions, comments, want me to talk about something totally different, just chime in and let me know. Hello, Joel. How are you?
Yeah.
Hello, Joel.
Hi.
Hi. So where's Joel from?
Silicon Valley, California.
Nice. All right. Well, thank you for making the Apple iPhones. We appreciate it.
I like the hat, Jonathan.
Oh, yeah. You only live once. You might as well be lucky, right?
There you go.
All right. So, all right. So let's dive into this. So the question was how to increase your sales price. Okay. So if I was going to want to increase my sales price, and let's say I know nobody, I get dropped into Hilo, Hawaii, which I'm going to be going to in about like 7 days from now. I would interact with a couple of Toastmasters clubs, right? I would probably join 4 of those. It probably cost me $10 a month. And I would now be interacting with probably 10 to 20 people a week in each club that has a desire to increase their public speaking. And I would say that is a very good target market. I would also probably join like a chamber of commerce or stuff like that. But I would probably never be attending any of those meetings. But I would have their list, and then I would have a dialogue like this. And my dialogue would be something like, oh my gosh, hey, my name's Jonathan. I see you're Debbie, and you own a ladder company. And that's really cool. Hey, so I just joined the Chamber of Commerce here in the Big Island of Hawaii. And I'm curious, how long have you been part of the Chamber? And what do you like most about it? And then I would say, well, cool, what is your ideal client? And Debbie would say, oh, my ideal client is somebody that likes to buy ladders. And I'd be, oh, that's cool, but tell me more about that. And she would say, okay, well, it's really somebody that's buying a $600 ladder or more. And I would say, okay, that's great. So, hey, Debbie, is it okay with you if I refer you a couple of people that want to buy ladders in the next 30 days? I don't know if I can, but I'll certainly be on the lookout for people. Is that okay if I do that for you, Debbie? And Debbie, who owns a ladder company in Hawaii, from that 40-second conversation, what is she going to think of me? Remember, this is interactive.
I think she would like you because you're asking how you could help build her business.
100%. Exactly. And I bet you Debbie, who owns the ladder company, has she ever had a 40-second conversation like that in her life?
No.
Probably not.
Exactly. Not going to happen. So she's going to instantly go, holy cow, whoever this guy is, he is unique. And unique in a good way. And then I've had that 40-second conversation. There's probably 300 people in the chamber. So I'm going to make 300 of those phone calls. And out of those 300 people, maybe there's 100 that I kind of connect with. And I'm like, hey, I should get to know them a little more. And I will swing by their place of business and say hello. And they're going to be like, hello. And I'll be like, cool. I'll say, hey, I'm on the lookout for you to find people that want to buy, $600 ladders. Haven't found anybody yet, but as soon as I do, I'll let you know. And Debbie's probably going to ask me, like, well, what do you do?
What?
And I would say, oh, well, my name's Jonathan.
Let me check on one.
People buy and sell homes. I'm what's called a professional real estate consultant.
Prepare at 6. Yes, I am.
So I'm a professional real estate consultant. Hey, can I ask you for a favor? And I only want you to help me if you're comfortable. If you're not comfortable, just say so. Fair enough? And she's going to say, yeah, of course. What's up? And I would say, okay, well, who comes to your mind first? Somebody that maybe you know from school, church, work, who is thinking about buying or selling a home. Who comes to your mind first? And if I ask that to generally 10 people, I'm going to get one really good introduction. And to me, that's fantastic. So how does that help me increase my price point flow? Well, generally, the people who join Chamber of Commerce's are either business owners or people that want to get more business. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
And those are good people to hang out with. But again, I'm not going to their weekly 2-hour-long meeting, which talks like about nothing. I'm taking effort myself and not waiting for stuff to fall in my lap, if that makes sense. The second thing I would do is if I had money, I would. I wonder if I have one of them. I do. Cool. I would send this out. So I send a postcard out like this. Goes out to about 5,000 homes, basically every 2 weeks. And from that, I earn about $62,000 a month. So that's pretty good. And the postcard's pretty basic. You see what it says there? Want extraordinary results, thinking of selling your home. If you do, call me because I'll get it sold faster for more money with less stress. Talks about a couple of my guarantees and says call. And there's a phone number, call me at the phone number. So
What size is that?
Oh, one more time?
What size is that postcard?
Oh, great question. This is like a piece of paper.
Like 8.5 by 11.
Yeah, piece of paper size, and it's really thick.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it doesn't have to be that size. Like one of my coaching clients sent out one like this, and first card ever he sent out, and he sent it out to 650 people. Cost him $471, and he got a $16,000 commission from it. It's pretty good. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that every day.
Yeah, exactly. I think what's happened is realtors have forgotten well, I don't want to say. So many realtors are so fixated on social media and online stuff, they forget that the people who own expensive houses flow. Are they the 20-year-olds or are they the 50, 60, 70, 80-year-olds?
I think they're the older people.
100%. And I can tell you,
Phobic.
huh?
Some of them are really computer phobic.
Yeah, and some are very computer phobic. I'm one of them, right? I'm not a big computer guy. The only reason I use it is because I have to. And I got, this is a very fancy iPhone, whatever it's called, and I'm sure I can do a lot more stuff with it, but all I do is I use it to check email, text, and make phone calls. And so, yeah, I mean, so the people I'm going after by sending this postcard out are the upper 20% of a market, because those people, they can relate to this. They don't relate to like me on Twitter or like me on Facebook or that kind of stuff. And they're not going online to search for a realtor on Zillow because A, they've never heard of Zillow. So like they're just not there. And so
How do you find those 20% of that upper echelon group of people to target to send those to?
Awesome. Great question, Ken. So what I do is I just focus, I call my title company. And I just say, hey, we're the 20 most expensive out of the area I'm in. I'm in 92064. Kind of gives it away with the zip code on there. But so I say, what are the 20% most expensive homes? And I want to pick, basically 5,000. And they send the list to my company who sends the postcards out, and away it goes. And my cost to do that... Sorry, go ahead.
Do they do that to you for free?
Yep. Yeah, I pay for the postcard, so I pay... I go through a company called gotprint.com, and I pay about $1,600 to send out 5,000 of these, and that includes like everything. So like designing it, sending it, mailing it, printing it, whatever it is. Yeah.
Hey, would you be willing to share that template with us in a usable thing that we could access?
Ooh, great question.
Ooh,
Yeah. Yeah, yes and no. I tell you what. So we'll talk later about that. How's that sound?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. The template is great. The messaging is really important. So I'll go over it real quick. It's just put up a couple of properties that you've sold or pended. I don't put in addresses. And then on the back, the main thing is that part right there. So yeah, let's see. So does that kind of answer into a higher? So in essence, I could be dropped into your neighborhood, and probably within 11 days, I'd have a listing that's a pretty high-end listing. Because one, I would do those Toastmasters, and I'd join the Chamber of Commerce. But I'd have the dialogue like I was just saying, and second is I would do postcard like this, and voila.
What was the part of that you said was the most important of the postcard? I looked away for a sec. I missed it.
Yeah. the most important is that there's not a lot of information about me and how I've on here. I don't say, hey, I've sold $371 million of real estate. I'm the best realtor ever. Uh, you know, I've got a great haircut. You know, uh, the public doesn't care, right? The public wants to go, gosh, it looks like he's selling some homes, and the public looks at that and goes, yeah, that's what I want. I do want to sell my home faster, for more money, and with less stress. So that would be the biggest component. Is, hey, I want to sell my home faster, for more money, with less stress. And those are like 2 of 12 different ways that I go about, in essence, getting more leads than I can physically handle. And then I teach my realtors who work with me these 12 ways. In fact, I teach all 12 of these ways at my 3-day event that I do. And the next one I'm doing is, I'm looking at the dates. It's September 13th, 14th, and 15th.
Jonathan, I'll see you in September.
Hey, nice. Who's that?
Shawn Camacho from Arizona.
Oh, very nice. Have you signed up?
I did last week. I'm super excited. I can't wait. I'm fired up. I can't sleep at night. I'm so excited to hear all these strategies.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm making a family trip out of it too. My wife and my 1-year-old daughter's coming with me. We're gonna go to the beach on Monday, and then I'm gonna come mastermind with you on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Awesome. Well, good for them and good for you. So yeah. So yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's awesome. So when Shawn signed up for this 3-day event, what I do, and I think this will answer your question, Flo, is I instantly send you, and I don't know if Shawn's read it. We'll have to ask him, but mine's a little beat up. But I wrote this probably 12 years ago. It's called Guide to Your Success. And the reason I did is because realtors were coming to me going, what are you doing and how are you having this success? And so in this, I talk about all 12 ways that I go about getting leads. And I tell, it's exact verbiage of what I say, what I do. It's my listing presentation, my buyer presentation. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of good stuff in there. And then I also, yes, there's examples of postcards that I mail out. There's examples of my, grab it here, my 12-page brochure, right? So when I do list a house, this is an example of what my 12-page brochure looks like, which is, again, very high-end. So the more I do this, it's amazing. The more higher-end clients come to me going, well, can you market my house the way you did, the neighbor down the road? So yeah, and that 3-day event is, gosh, it's like 8 in the morning till 5 at night, and it's me giving you a really clear plan as to how to make it work, how I've made it work. And there's 2 guarantees with it, and then I'll get back into teaching. But there's 2 guarantees. One is I guarantee it'll be the last real estate event you'll ever need to attend. And if you don't feel that way, just let me know anytime during the event. And if you're not satisfied with it, I give you back 100% of what you paid. The second guarantee is that by the end of that 3rd day, you'll walk away with a clear picture of how you can add an additional $300,000 of income to you within 12 months. And if you don't see how that can happen for you, again, you just let me know at the end of the 3rd day, and I refund you back 100% of what you paid. So, yeah, I don't know any other realtor or real estate trainer or coach or guru that offers anything like that. But, hey, that's okay. So, Any questions on that stuff I've covered so far, or can I
Jonathan?
dive into these 7 questions? Yeah.
Do we print that manual and bring it, or do you provide that when we get there?
Both. So this is a fancy version. So this is what you get when you arrive, and I love this quote: "The world is set up for you to succeed. Now get out of your own way," because sometimes sometimes we're our own worst enemies, right?
Mhm.
But yeah, so everything is printed in here. Plus, oh my gosh, you get so much other stuff. But yeah, what I want to do is as soon as you sign up for this event, I want you to start getting things immediately. And we also do 4 bonus calls before the event because I want to start seeing you start implementing some of this and getting results so that you get a result even before you attend the event, which is really exciting. So, so yeah, oh my gosh. Awesome.
Where
Any other questions on that stuff?
Where are you located?
Oh, well, I started in Minneapolis, Minnesota 14 years ago, where average price point's about 140,000. And within my first 2 years, I started my own real estate company because I was just kind of frustrated. I was like, man, most real estate companies don't have a proven process. So I'm like, I'm going to start my own company because I got a proven process. And then I sold that company probably 2 years ago. Excuse me. But what's interesting about that is 7 years ago I moved out to San Diego. So I operated my real estate company, 7 states away, right? But I've personally, so not my real estate company, but personally done 371 million in sales. Last year was really good because I did 2 things. One, I did 29.2 million, but I worked about 18 to 20 hours a week on my real estate business. And that's the really cool part. Because when you start working with premium clients, they're just easier to work with, So um, so yeah, but now I'm in San Diego, and last year I worked like I did 29.2 million in sales, 23 transactions. So I guess average price point of, my math's not good, 1.1, 1.2 million.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I lived in San Diego 30 years ago.
Oh, nice.
I live across the bay from San Francisco. I just sold a home here that I bought in 2009 for 121,700.
Yeah.
That held sold for 430 in 2006. The previous owners remodeled the kitchen and put in a new electric panel, and they walked away. And I bought it and put about $100,000 into it. And I just took an offer on it. So.
For what?
I took $395.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real estate's great. Real estate, I mean, things can go up and down, and they always do. But real estate is, real estate is like this. It's, that doesn't open all the way. Yeah, this is a graph from 1934 till today, and you can see it goes up and down, but overall it's pretty good. So this is something that I show potential buyers who are hesitant. I'm like, what's there to be hesitant about? You know what I mean? It's a pretty good investment to purchase a home. Just like it's generally a pretty good investment to go to college. Just like it's generally a pretty good investment to buy a car that's in good shape. Just like it's generally a pretty good investment to, learn really good life skills. So,
well, like this house, when I bought it in 2009 for $121,000, the mortgage is $950. A one-bedroom apartment across the bay is $4,000 a month. I'm a mile from the ferry to San Francisco, and I may have put $100,000 in this house. However, my mortgage is $1,650. for 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,650 square foot historic bungalow, completely remodeled. And it's like I could have nothing in San Francisco for $1,650 a month.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's so cool. So any questions on the postcard stuff or on the Chamber of Commerce stuff? Otherwise, I really want to dive into these 7 questions because these 7 questions are, and for Shawn, who's got the Guide to Your Success, it's on page 57. But for the rest of you who don't have that Guide to Your Success, this is the page here. So people ask me, like, how in the world do you convert leads into transactions? And I say, well, A, it's pretty simple, but it's not only that it's converting a lead into a transaction, it's that it's converting a lead into a transaction within 3 to 10 days versus the average realtor, according to NAR, takes 12 weeks. Meaning
Wow.
an average realtor is going to work with the buyer for 12 weeks before they buy a house. And to me, I just don't have that patience. That would drive me nuts. So these are the 7 questions I ask, and this could be basically somebody after I've done my initial talking to somebody at an open house. It would be this way. But this is geared more towards like the first time I ever talked to somebody. So it might be a Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com lead. It might be a lead that I get from a Chamber of Commerce person or whatnot. But question number 1 is, what made you call off this home? Question number 2 is, where do you live now? Question number 3 is, what has you thinking of moving? Question number 4 is, in a perfect world, what price range have you been considering? Question 5 is a little detailed, but it says, I understand you got many choices. I also know we best help our clients buy ... and I'll get into that if we have time here. Question 6 is,
I'm
tell
sorry,
me.
the tail end of that question wasn't clear. You have many choices, but what?
I understand you have many choices. I also know I best help my clients buy ... And then question 6 is, tell me, when do you want to be enjoying your new home? And then question 7 is, what's stopping you from buying a home right now and making your dreams come true? So, yeah, those are the 7 questions. So, hypothetically, does somebody want to role play with me, and you be Joe Q Public and I'll be the realtor? And you can kind of see how these work.
I'll do it.
Okay, cool. So who's I'll do it?
Flo.
Flo. All right, awesome. So let's say you inquired at 123 Bluebird Street, and the lead comes across, and now I'm calling you back. So ring ring.
Hello.
Hey Flo, my name's Jonathan Zabraki. Hey, thanks for reaching out to me about this home at 123 Bluebird Street. What made you call on this home?
Well, I like the front porch. I thought it was a really cute house. I was just curious what it cost.
Oh, cool. Can you talk a little louder?
Sure. Can you hear me?
A little
Is
bit.
that better? Better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so cool. So what made you call off this home?
I like the front porch. I thought it was very pretty.
Awesome. That's cool. Well, and then the second question is, well, where do you live now?
I live in a different township. and I'm just thinking about moving to another township.
Cool. Very cool. And the third question is, well, what has you thinking of moving, Flo?
I hate the school system I'm in.
Gotcha. Wow. Okay. And if I had extra time, I would ask a bonus question. And I don't have any tattoos on my body yet, but if I had one, it would say, "Tell me more," because that's one of the best questions to ask anybody. And so Flo just said, "Man, I really don't like the school district." Bonus question would be, "Wow, Flo, so tell me more about that."
Um, it's a horrible school district, and it's not a good place where you would want your kids to go to school. I bought here
Mm,
because I could afford it, but now I want out.
gotcha. Yeah. Wow. Okay. And then I might even say, "Tell me more." So gosh, tell me more about that, Flo.
Well, I want my kids to succeed so they get into the right schools and they can build the life they want. And if they're not going to get a decent education, that's going to lower their chances.
Gotcha. Well, yeah. And then I'd ask the fourth question, and I could ask probably seven of those "tell me mores," and the more I ask those, the more someone is going to, in their mind, say, "Wow, this person Jonathan is a really good person." Does that make sense? And all I'm doing, I'm just asking a good question, and I'm listening. And I'm not giving Flo my advice. I'm just listening. And then fourth question is, hey, so Flo, in a perfect world, what price range have you been considering?
Between 4 and 5.
4 and 5. Okay, cool. Well, hey, so Flo, I understand you got a lot of choices out there, and I'm in San Diego, and you can find out how many realtors are in your area by calling your local association. But I say, well, gosh, Flo, I understand you got a lot of choices. In San Diego, there's 21,603 realtors um, out there, so you definitely got a lot of choices. I also know I best help my clients by, and then I go over my 3 promises. I go over the 3 things that I'm going to be doing with them and for them. I go over a phrase which is, bottom line, I'm going to get the job done for you, and I'm not going to let you down. And then I go over my 3 performance guarantees. And I'll quickly go over those. So I'll say, hey, so gosh, Flo, I understand you got a lot of choices. There's 21,603 realtors in San Diego to choose from. I also know I best help my clients by my 3 promises and a couple of other things. And the 3 promises are this. 1 is I'm always going to be on time. 2, I'm going to be brutally honest with you. And then 3, I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do. And then 3 things that I'm going to be doing with you and for you are this. 1, I'm going to consult with you and make sure you always make a really, really good decision for you. 2 is I'm going to negotiate for you. So that means I'm going to treat your money like it's my money. And then 3rd, I'm going to handle all the details for you. And there's close to 400 different things in a real estate transaction that need to happen. And I'm going to make sure all those happen, in a proper time frame. And bottom line, I'm going to get the job done for you. I'm not going to let you down. And then my 3 performance guarantees are this. 1, and we can talk about the differences on them, but of mine at least are 1, I guarantee I'll save you $10,000 off of any house you purchase or condo or townhome in San Diego. If that doesn't happen, then at closing I will write you a check for $2,400. My second guarantee is this. This will be the best buying experience you've ever had. And if that isn't the case, you just let me know. And at closing, I write you a check for $1,000 or give you 2 Apple iPads. My third guarantee is this. You can cancel working with me at any time for any reason. So tell me, Flo, and now I'm going to ask the 6th question. So tell me, Flo, when do you want to be enjoying your new home?
I would like to be in before the upcoming school year.
Cool. Well, hey, so what's stopping you from buying a home right now and really making your dreams come true?
Um, Probably because the thought of moving is repugnant. So I really know that I got to do it now, though, and I'll just have to throw out half of what I own and get on with it.
Gotcha. Yeah, probably moving when your kids are 25 isn't going to help you out much, is it?
No.
Yeah. Well, let's do this, Flo. You called off of this house. Right now it's 5:30 p.m. my time. Why don't we go take a look at it tonight at 6:30? And then I'm also going to set up about 4 or 5 other homes that I think are pretty nice as well, that are similar to this one. I think you'll like those. And we'll go from there and we'll see if this will be a good fit for you.
Cool. I would like that. Let's go.
Yep, great. And Flo, have you and I ever met before?
No, but I guess we're about to.
Yeah. So I mean, I say that because this stuff works with total strangers. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it
And
does.
the 7 questions are so magical because they're so anti-realtor. Because a traditional realtor is going to ask a whole bunch of cockamamie stuff. One being like, are you pre-approved? One being like, are you working with a realtor? Gosh, I don't know. What other things do? How many bedrooms do you want? How many bathrooms do you want? All this stuff which is like worthless. And all I'm doing, I'm just asking questions that get to the heart of the matter without being pushy. Because during all of that stuff, Flo, did you ever feel like I was pushing you to do something?
No, I didn't.
No. And no one ever will. Because it's like when you and I go to McDonald's, we don't feel pushy when they ask, like, can I take your order? Right? I mean, I don't know. It's just so basic. So I would, no matter if you come to the 3-day event or ever do coaching with me or whatever, it doesn't matter. What matters is start using those questions, and you're going to start seeing different results.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So does anybody have questions on any of that?
So once you're out with them, is that when you find out if they've talked to a lender and all those details?
Yes and no. So sometimes my lenders don't like me that much because what happens is, like I just had a closing today, $27,000 check, right? It was a $1.1 million home sale. And Bob and Jeanette, the lead came in. I'd have to go back and see, but I think it came in like a Friday afternoon. I went out and showed them home Saturday. And then by Sunday, we were writing an offer. And then I said, hey, Bob and Jeanette, do you guys have a pre-approval letter? And they're like, nope, we don't. And then I say, okay, cool. Well, we're going to write this offer. I'm going to submit it to the other realtor. And then I'm going to tell the realtor we're going to have a pre-approval letter probably in the next 60 minutes or so. And then we're going to get on a 3-way call with Shawn or Brendan. Hey, Shawn. Hey, Brendan. I'm here right now with Bob and Jeanette. Can you do whatever you need to do to get them pre-approved? And Shawn's going to kind of roll his eyes behind the phone, and but he'll get it done. So it's really weird. In my experience of helping close to 1,400 families out now, I have rarely had it where someone couldn't afford the house that they were interested in. And so because of that, to me, I don't even want to ask people those questions because it would kind of be like, you guys ever been to Target recently? Or the grocery store? Yes? No?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So when you and I walk into the grocery store, do they go, whoa, 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 hold up. Before we let you in, we need to see your wallet. Here's my kind of ratty wallet. I told my wife I need to get a wallet. She's like, yeah, you do. We need to see your wallet. Well, maybe I'd take it out, but most consumers would be like, what? You need to see my wallet before I can walk in your store? And they'd be like, well, yeah, we need to see if you can actually buy whatever you're going to put in your cart. And they could take it a step further and say, we need to see your credit card, and we need to run it through to make sure that it's actually got available monies on it. Most likely, most consumers would do what?
Well, it's a little different when you're driving them. I mean, where I live, it's a long way to anywhere, so you spend a lot of time driving around. And maybe it's the price point. I had one that last weekend I met, and they didn't qualify.
Yeah, what price point?
It was like $150.
Perfect. So I would say this. I mean, and I don't know your area, and I think we're talking tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. Yay. So I would say probably triple your price point.
Oh, please, could I?
Yeah. and to triple your price point, I do what we talked about earlier, which is join some Toastmasters, join some chambers, start calling those people, and then if you have money available, mail this postcard out to the.
We are doing mailers.
You are?
Yeah.
To like what would be like the top 20% homes in your area?
You mean price wise?
Yeah.
Probably between, well, the top 20. I mean, we have $1 million homes around the lake, but probably the majority of the uppers are $450 to $850.
Oof, awesome. So I would send those postcards to those people and those people only.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's homes in San Diego that are lower priced. I just don't. I don't want to say I don't interact with those people, because I do, but I don't focus on those people.
Right.
And I think that's a big difference. It's just like, Apple Computer decided way back when, hey, we're only going to sell high-end stuff. And our phones and our computers are going to be twice as much as an IBM, and so be it. And people go, well, what's the difference between an IBM and an Apple? And in reality, there's no difference. But people pay more money for an Apple than they do an IBM. And oh my gosh, at the 3-day event, I go over like, what do I do to cause a seller to go, I want to use you and pay me more commission? Because I haven't even gone over that. I charge more commission than the average realtor in my area. Why? Because, like, I don't know. Why not? Right? Why does Apple sell their phone for $700 and Nokia is selling the same thing, same innards for like $400? Why does Mercedes sell their car for $80,000 and Honda's probably just as good and it's $35,000? It's both cars have 4 wheels. They got 1 steering wheel, 1 horn. The radios are the same. The leather's pretty similar, but
I bought a Pontiac Vibe that was made in the same factory that the Toyota Matrix was made in. It's the same car with a different body.
Yeah.
With $4,000 less because it said Pontiac on it.
Yep.
Same car.
Same car. Yep, exactly. But what I'm going after is the person willing to pay more money for stuff. Does that make sense? So I don't know if that helps out, Debbie, or not.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Oh my gosh, I'm excited.
Higher price point, higher commission. You'd sign me up.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk tomorrow, because there's 2 things. Well, one is that 3-day event. That's the 13th, 14th, 15th of September. To sign up for it, gosh, I forget my own website. My tech guy runs all this. Profitsandpassions.com.
I did sign up. I am signed up for it.
Oh, you are?
Hmm.
Oh, that's nice. Gosh, I didn't even notice that.
Well, there you go.
Profitsandpassions.com. Oh yeah, Debbie. Okay, cool. So PROFITS and passions .com, and then yeah,
And
on
that's
there you'll. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
that's AND, not the and sign.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, AND. Profits plural and AND passions PASSIONS.com. Reason being is I think every realtor in America should be earning at least 300,000 of income. They don't have to, but if there's a realtor out that wants to, I can give them a very clear picture on how to get there very quickly. And so profits and passions, because like for me, if I never sell a house again, I'm okay with it, but I love interacting with people, which is why I got into real estate. And I also got into real estate because I wanted to have that money or the profit to fuel my passions, which are kind of a little bit outside the real estate world. So that's why it's profitsandpassions.com. But yeah, the 3-day event, Debbie, oh my gosh, that's going to be phenomenal for you. And then I would say this, if you really want to jump ahead and jumpstart, we can talk on the phone. And in fact, any of you can reach out to me. I'll give you my cell phone. It's, I would say text me though, but it's 858-212-1245. 858-212-1245. And text me, and we can talk about if it would be a good idea for you to join my private coaching, which is where I coach realtors twice a week for 12 months. So that's where we hang out for 104 times over a year period. And I guarantee you this, your life will not be the same.
I'm going to ask you to repeat your number again.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so it's 858-212-1245.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So yeah, if you have any questions on the 3-day event, if you have any questions on this, coaching that I do, yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh, I could tell you all kinds of results that realtors get. But yeah, probably the biggest result they get is just their life has changed. It's going from being a traditional realtor, which is kind of chasing after everything, to becoming really, really laser focused and building what I call an ELF business, ELF, which stands for easy, lucrative, and fun. And to me, that's a phenomenal way to do real estate, and just a way that I've been fortunate enough to do for the last, I wouldn't say every year in real estate I was that way. My first 2, I was like a crazy person, working way too many hours. But my last 12 years, it's definitely been easy, lucrative, and fun. Not every day, not every week, but every month, yes. Because we all have challenges, right? It's we're dealing with humans. So awesome. We got like 7 minutes to go, and then I got to skedaddle. So any questions on anything?
Where do you live in San Diego?
One more time?
Where do you live in San Diego?
Oh, I live in Poway, so it's like a suburb.
Yeah, I know where it is. I used to work in Encinitas
Oh,
and Escondido.
awesome. Yeah, great spot. Well, when you're back in California next, come out and see me.
Well, yeah, I'm across the bay from San Francisco still.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you got to come to the 3-day event.
I think I'm going to be right in the middle of moving to my new home in Oregon.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. I'm also a musician. I'm a singer-songwriter, lyric, instrumentalist, and recording engineer.
Nice.
I met Dave Stewart of the Eurythmics, and
Wow.
he gave me advice on writing and recording. I got my certificate in recording engineering, set up a home studio, and recorded my album myself.
Good for you. That is
When I sang "Here Comes the Rain Again" at karaoke, they yelled out that I was lip syncing. My album is called Zink, Z-I-N-K, A Change in the Weather.
Wow. Well, that's awesome, Ken. That's a good for you. That's great.
You just call me Zink.
All right, Zink. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Put some of this stuff into practice. It'll be helpful for you. So, awesome. Any other questions that anybody's got?
Yes, are the coaching sessions one-on-one or are they group coaching sessions?
Oh, great question. Okay, so what I do, so everyone who coaches with me, they get my cell phone, so they know they can reach out to me anytime. I tell people that I might not get back to them for a day to 2 days, just like I many times don't get back to my clients for a day to 2 days, and I tell them that up front. But yeah, you get my cell phone, call and text me anytime. I might get back to you in 10 minutes, and I might get back to you in 48 hours. But it's structured in a way that every Monday we meet for about 60 to 90 minutes, and I call it Monday Mastery. And basically, what we do on that is cover one item and one item only that entire time period, and then we role play it so that you really, really get that down and get that dialed in. And then on Wednesdays, we do small group accountability. And this is where it's usually 4 realtors and myself. And we go over basically 3 different forms. Like today, we went over Elf Tracker, which is we track all of our leads. We go over Elf Mastery Tracker, which the main thing we're focused on is closings, initial consultations, and leads. But then we have all these categories. And then, what's the last one? Profit and loss. And I'm trying to find my piece of paper what an example of that is. And I don't see one around right now. But it's really detailed as to like, okay, what do you have closings? What do you have pendings? Where are your potential listings that you're communicating with? Your potential buyers? The people that you're actually showing homes to, and we track that stuff because it's kind of funny. Sometimes realtors think they get a whole bunch of business from this one, whatever it is, category, and after we track that for a while, they realize, oh my gosh, I'm spending all this money on this, and I'm getting nothing from it, and I'm doing an open house, and I'm getting all kinds of business. So then it's where it's like, okay, cool, so let's stop doing that and let's do this instead. And yeah, I'd say very high accountability. So I tell people you only want to be in this twice-a-week coaching program if you really, really, really want to make a difference from where you're at. If you're just thinking about making a difference or you want to learn some more information, yeah, I mean, I tell people we all got an internet connection and there's all the information in the world in the cloud, but that information isn't what's going to cause true transformation. So it's like I've been wanting to lose 20 pounds for a long time, right? And probably a week ago is when I hired somebody to help me with that. And since that time, I've lost about 5 pounds, which is pretty cool. And I know what to do to lose weight. All of us do, right? You gotta like eat different foods, or you gotta exercise more. But we're just humans, and I think most humans need accountability, and they just need somebody by their side going like, hey, that's a good thing, but over here, this is a great thing. Does that make sense? And most realtors who are stuck or struggling or not reaching their full potential It's not that they're doing bad things, it's just they're not doing the best things. Kind of like these 7 questions that we went over, right? Those questions are probably very different questions than what you're currently asking. So awesome. All right. Thanks for your time, guys. Thanks for being here. I hope you learned some stuff. And yeah, if there's anything I could be doing to help you out, if you have any questions on anything, reach out to me. Like I say, the best is give me a text. And it's 858-212-1245. All right. See you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah,
I
of course.
did send my album on it.